Welcome to the beYOUtiful show with Izabela Chrobak. The show is dedicated to the true identity and full expression of oneself. The truth is always evolving within us and around us. The authentic expression of self is even more important in those days when we can be rejected, judged, not appreciated, or even mistreated. True identity and beauty from within is my jam. I am called by different names as a trainer, guide, speaker, teacher, life, spiritual, women, and love coach, and even as an oracle and a witch. Those are just names. I am more concerned about the change in the world that I can create. The world where people respect and love each other without being rejected or judged, where truth and authenticity is expressed fully without being misunderstood, where femininity and women's desires are admired and fulfilled without being seen as weak. I'm advocating healthy relationships with self and with others, which are cultivated and respected rather than destroyed. When you tune into this show, you can experience topics ranging from health, fitness, body image and body movement, through life stories, success and money, to psychology, spirituality, love, sex, desires, and some hocus pocus magic to spice it up a little. We post new episodes every Thursday, and you can keep up with the show notes by following me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as Izabela Chrobak and beYOUtiful. You can always check the show notes and where to find me below each episode in YouTube. A few disclaimers. Not every episode of this show is meant for everyone. Every episode is special and for whoever needs it at their right time. Not all views will be in full alignment and agreement with you, and that's meant to be. We don't grow, expand, and heal by staying in our glass container and in our own views and opinions. If you find it useful and inspirational, the best way to show your appreciation is to share it, subscribe to the channel, and leave us comments and reviews. Thank you for being here with me. Hello, beautiful world. My name is Izabela Chrobak, and I am a host of today's beYOUtiful show episode. This is the place where we are tapping in the truest and authentic self-expression possible. This is the place where we are really raw, authentic, open-minded, and sharing the most taboo topics ever. Welcome. Today we are going to talk about journaling. And yes, I get it. It's like topic everyone talks about, right? Journaling, meditations, rituals. I get it. However, I would love you to stay with me because I'm going to share with you 3 really beautiful ways, totally different ways of journaling, which could benefit you and spark your day and give you joy because journaling, we don't want journaling, similarly like meditations and rituals and ceremonies, to be mandatory, to be dragging, to be a must, right? And sometimes it feels like this. Sometimes it feels like this is another thing on the list to check out. And if that's the case, we don't want that. We really, truly don't want that because, again, we would love those practices to be joyful and to be the ones which are actually giving us happiness, a little time to separate ourselves from the external world, right? Because the rest of the day we will go out there anyways, and then we will need to deal with the reality. So let's make journaling, similarly like meditation and rituals, our beautiful practices which you want to go back to, the practices which you really truly want to look forward to, the practices which you want to expand and which you want to enjoy yourself in it, where you can find yourself, where you can find your creative self. I talk about meditation and rituals and ceremonies in the previous video, so I'm going to post the link below so you can revisit this. And I really debunked the myth about meditations the same way as journaling. It is not what you must do, it is what you truly feel called for. It is what you truly feel happy about. It is what you truly feel like doing. And if you don't, just don't. Okay, let's go into journaling today. Journaling. So there are plenty of ways of journaling. And someone would say, really? How come? Isn't it simple writing down in diary? And also, I don't know what are your stories about journaling, because there are stories. Many of my clients are having those stories, including myself, from the past where I started journaling, meaning writing diary, right? That I kissed that boyfriend, or I had that secret conversation with my best friend, etc. And I didn't want this to be read by my mom, right? Or my brother. And they did it anyways. And then there was that entire, world collapsed in front of you, and you didn't trust anybody from then on. So we have those stories, right? But that journaling, which I'm going to talk about today, it's not a writing diary where you are listing things what happened today, and it's like kind of technical, logistical, way of writing down what's happening, who did something, what you did, etc., and writing secrets. So someone, once they find it out, it's big no. Journaling in that aspect, in that life transformational aspect, in that spiritual, emotional aspect, which is the most beneficial for you, is free writing of your emotions, of your feelings, of what you are going through. And yes, sometimes we need to describe the event, right? The person, something happened, in order to express how we feel about it. And this is what journaling truly is. It's about diving deeper into yourself by writing things on the paper. Because journaling has a very powerful aspect, and many people don't even know that. It's about senses. Let me explain from the beginning. So journaling is simple writing down your emotions, feelings, expressions, experiences on the paper. So if you think biologically now, we are making an effort to write things down on the paper, right? So we are converting our thoughts and emotions, whatever's going on in our body, into the words onto the paper. But then when we look at this, when we follow through, when we read it again, we are now reading our thoughts and emotions through eyes, and we listening to them through our ears. So we are engaging so many different senses. When we just, like, sometimes I talk to people and my clients, they refuse to journal, they refuse to write their goals, they refuse to write their missions, intentions. And I get it. Sometimes it takes time. It takes time. Some people don't feel good, again, because of maybe some stories from the past about getting again that notebook and writing. What if my husband finds out? And you know what? It's not about that. It's about literally making that magic happen in totally different way. Because once you convert your thoughts and emotions on the paper and then listen to them and hear them and see them, there is totally different response in your mind to this what you see. Sometimes we write something, and then when we read it again, we are like, oh my gosh, is this really how I felt? Is this really what I truly meant? And yes, when we just think, and we think that just putting that intentions or putting that thought or goal out there through our thinking, believe me, it's forgotten. By the end of the day, it's forgotten. It's forgotten. Your mind didn't get wired into the direction to follow that path. Your mind, your eyes, your ear didn't see it, didn't record it, didn't re-recorded it again and again by constant repetition through ears, through eyes, through writing. So just got lost. Those things just got lost. By end of the day or end of the week, you forgot what was your intention. You cannot exactly describe or specify what you were thinking, what was your intention, what were your goals for this week. Things get forgotten. And you know, the capacity of our mind, especially in today's society where we are constantly hustling, is limited because we are trashing our mind with stuff which we sometimes don't need. And then when things like intentions are important to remember and reminded to us, are getting lost among all this entire field of, another unknown and not necessary thoughts. So that's the really huge benefit of journaling. So if you haven't started it, I strongly encourage you to try. I'm not telling you you must, because that's not the thing I'm going to tell you. It is just you. But give it a try, because it's hard for you to say if it's not working if you haven't tried. And try for some time. Give yourself that kind of goal. Maybe 30 days, maybe 6 months, maybe following some challenge online to journal some particular topics, maybe follow some prompts. There are so many challenges out there where people are sending daily prompts for journaling. Start doing something like that and see how does that feel for you, if that's something you would like to do. I strongly encourage you also to not only follow some prompts but also write your own emotions and expressions and experiences, because actually this part will give you more answers into if you really want to continue with it or if it's something for you or not. So today I'm going to share with you 3 different ways of journaling, and on top of those prompts, which are, everywhere on social media, you can use those 3 to also start exploring the journaling world. The first one is the most powerful one probably for many of us out there in the spiritual and emotional way. It's free writing. What I mean by free writing is basically you get up in the morning, you grab a pen and write, basically dump everything what you are thinking that moment on the paper without any editing, judgment, rethinking, analyzing, anything like that. Just simple dump of the raw thoughts on the paper. Even if they don't make sense at first, just put them down. And free writing, for example, can also happen after meditation. You meditate and have a journal on your side, and right away pick the journal and start free writing again. Whatever came up during your meditation, write it down. Free writing could be also during the day. You have it, you are on the bus to maybe another meeting or somewhere, and then there are things piling up in your mind. Write it down. Free writing is basically writing down without any self-judgment, any editing, any conscious thinking. What am I writing in there? It's just simple dumping every single emotions, experiences, and thoughts on the paper. Once they are there, then you can read it, then you can edit it, but edit it in a way that it sounds more readable. But then you would be surprised how much your body, how much your heart, how much your mind, soul holds and doesn't tell you without actually dumping down all those words. Free writing. The second one, I call it converting negative emotion journaling. So many of us use the diary and use journals to write negative thinking, negative thoughts, negative emotions. We feel sad, we feel emotional, something happened, something made us upset, something. Most of the time, this is what journals sounds to be. Of course, there are many of the approaches where people encourage you to write all this gratitude and positive things too. But let's focus on that negative part. And you know what? It is okay, because this is what journal is for you, to write your emotions, to dive deeper into yourself and write whatever sits on your heart. And then when you write those negative things, the very important thing is to not dwell on it. you can write them down, because it will definitely make you feel lighter. It will definitely empty your body and heart out of those negative emotions. And then also, by looking at them from that different perspective, you may see how some of them sound ridiculous, or maybe not that negative as you thought at first. So what I do when I have that days and moments writing those negative emotions, I literally write them in the column or have some little space on the other side, either side, and then I convert those negative emotions into beautiful, positive ones. And that could literally look like, I feel so not needed today, I feel unworthy because my boss treated me that way, and I feel that my kids don't need me anymore. Whatever it is, write it down. But then on the other side, just converting by maybe drawing a red arrow or something, write it down. No, my kids love me because I am this and that and that. No, I'm worthy because I deliver this and this for my company, right? You can see how that negative statement is more emotional, and how once you kind of separate yourself from it, you will see that it is not actually totally true. It may be true today, there might be some facts, but you can always say converting that negative thought, yes, it was maybe a bad day. Yes, this thing happened, but I am in the process of changing this, or I am going to start my day tomorrow with this and this intention or manifestation or affirmation. You can always convert this in something positive and choose to do something different than it happened that day. And the third one is drawing. Drawing, scheme, coloring, whatever feels like, right? And this is, again, someone will say, I'm not artistic, I don't like to draw, I don't like to paint. We all are artists. To some degree, at some point, we just need to let it go. And sometimes it feels like writing a poem is the best expression of your emotions. Maybe drawing black, broken hearts is the expression of how your heart is broken today. Maybe writing schemes, errors, indicating, coloring the important thoughts, bigger letters for something what is more important today, and smaller letters for something what is less important. Whatever it is, coloring, markering, anything. Drawing, coloring, painting, drawing, again, writing poem, any type of creative way of journaling your emotionality is another way of expressing it out. And sometimes, actually, in a lot of cases, this is really a beautiful, creative way of getting rid of your negative thoughts, getting the emotions out on it, and looking at them from different perspective. Again, in this case, you are looking at the page which is colorful, and that additionally will give your mind, your brain, totally different perception, and maybe eventually even bring the smile on your face looking at it, and wow, I don't know, I have such a chaos right now in my heart, right? So whatever would that be, your final conclusion might be really silly eventually once you see it when you put all these things in all this creative, colorful way. So those are 3 ways to also start journaling today. One more time: free writing, converting negative emotions, negative experiences into positive and choosing better for next time, and creative way by drawing, painting, coloring, markering, writing poem, any type of creating collage, any type of artistic creative way of also journaling and expressing your emotionality out on the paper. So with this, I would like to finish this video to not make it too long. However, today I would like to ask you to share with me, either below in the comments or on our beautiful secret and sacred group, where we are meeting and sharing very safe space to really share the deepest thoughts sitting in your heart. Join this group, the link is going to be below. Share your experiences with your journaling. Tell me which one out of those 3 resonates with you the most. Which one gives you that nice emotional feeling that might be something you would like to follow and try? And let me know, because if you are looking for something like prompts and maybe some accountability partner to keep you maybe on your journey to discover journaling as part of your, life transformational journey, let me know. I will be more than happy to create such a prompt for 14 days, 7 days, maybe 30 days, and we could journal all together in that beautiful sacred group. I'm going to post also a link to my regular timeline, where you can hit me up and ask any questions. You can PM me and ask also any questions. If you are struggling, if you are not struggling and enjoying it, wherever you are, share with us, because this is such a beautiful way to inspire other women. It is really about helping that another woman on the other side of the fence. With this, thank you so much. All my platforms, social media are below in this video. Feel free to follow me, stalk me, and PM me and text me. And also subscribe to this channel, because we are creating more and more juicy content. And maybe journaling is not that juicy, but I hope you found it juicy after watching this video till the end. So thank you so much for staying with me till the end. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time spending with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I see you in the next episode. I love you all.